Hello and welcome back to AOTP with Corey and Sean.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. And everybody has greeted you. Boy, what a hellacious week it has been in this country, politically speaking. I mean, we started off the week, and if you saw our special edition from me and Casey, that an assassination attempt was made at President Trump. I guarantee you.
In case you hadn't heard,
President Pudding Brain also he dropped out of the race, and we're getting.
He's going to be so pissed when he finds out.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy at all when they tell him, like, what do you mean I'm not president no more? It's like, well, you're still president, you're just not going to be for very much longer. But you know what? Let's stick with the chronological order of the events, and let's talk about that assassination. More so, we did our immediate reaction and how it affected us personally, like as far as opinions go. But now we have more facts of the case, and we can go with just how big a fuck up it was on the Secret Service's behalf, and more about the shooter. We'll call him Retardy Oswald.
Yeah, and now again, it's just from what I've seen. I've seen a bunch of dumbasses who are saying that it was somehow staged. And if anybody knows anything about guns, I'm a big gun guy. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a master expert, but I know a lot more than most people. And with the equipment that the shooter had, it's completely fucking impossible that it was staged. Because, as you'll see in the video I'm showing right here, that's basically...
Can you put it in front of Sean and not me?
But that's basically the view the shooter would have had. And as you can see, the red dot essentially covered Trump's head. And usually about 100 yards, you'd have a 2 to 3 MOA, which is minute of angle, which would be how much the bullet. Anyway. And
you also had wind.
Yes. And which of you would allow me with a red dot scope, okay, go back there and fire at your ear? Chance
that you might hit my ear. Yeah.
Which of y'all would allow me to do that?
I volunteer Sean.
I also volunteer myself. I seek exit from this mortal plane.
Oh wait, yeah, we forgot about Sean's tendencies.
I know, we forgot. They canceled Halo Season 3. So
fuck this motherfucker!
It's a spinning death trap. Kill us all. But anyway, the people saying that it was staged are complete morons. And like again, from 130 yards, the dot was covering Trump's head, and to pick out one single spot on his head, just hoping,
that he doesn't randomly turn to look at something.
Yeah.
Like. It was a random fluke that he got hit in the ear to begin with. And, had he not turned his head the way he did, it would have pretty much, he wouldn't know maths no more. And
so it put him on even playing field with Biden.
Roughly, yeah. That's all they were trying to do, I think.
Yeah.
Like, at least make them similar in debates.
Here's the question, like,
Senior
throw out the gun logistics. As far as the people saying he did this for publicity, why? So he's winning in all the polls. Why would you need to do that?
Yeah, well, that's according to some of them. He said they said, well, he's doing this to garner sympathy. He's like, did you see the fucking debate? He doesn't need your sympathy.
No, he doesn't.
It's like, if anybody needs your sympathy, it's Biden. It's like, I gotta get back in this race. Let's shoot Trump. How is that going to fucking work out in your favor, Joe?
Exactly.
Well, it goes in his favor if it actually works, but it didn't, and so it's basically...
Like, what do you mean they missed? Like he didn't miss per se, but he didn't get a kill shot.
Yeah, and then there's also the same.
He got
people,
the Claire's special.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get your ears pierced at Claire's, guys.
Or at rallies in Pennsylvania.
But no, again, the same people saying it's staged. Clearly, they know nothing of ballistics, and they claim that a little .223 bullet, 5.56, whatever you want to call it, it's essentially the same round, is that it would have taken the blast behind the bullet would have taken his head off. And No.
Not with a graze to his ear.
No, a 50 caliber whizzing past his head would not have taken his head off. Like, yes, it would have blown his hair, but it wouldn't. Now, a 50 caliber probably would have taken his ear off. Sure.
Yeah.
There would have definitely been more actual casualties there than there were if he had a 50 cal.
But the fact is, a 223 round is essentially a souped-up 22 round. It's got more powder. It's a little bit longer, but it's the same diameter. It doesn't have enough power to blow his head off.
Well, it's obvious that anyone that thinks that this was a setup or faked is just hard coping, because it's so you don't kill random individuals if you're not the CIA and FBI.
Sure.
But
sure.
And this guy definitely wasn't that.
You talked earlier about how that you guys did your initial reaction that I was unfortunately not here for because I was at work. But you said that you didn't have all the facts then, and we have more facts about this shooter now. What
the logistics and the videos that people had compiled, and what the Secret Service and local law enforcement already knew. They took a picture of him 3 hours before the damn thing happened, and then he had a full 2 minutes of that person notifying the cops to where he shot the whole time, and nobody said, "Mr. Trump, can you step down here a second?" Nobody did that.
Yeah, that was a little odd too, when you realize that he had an extension ladder that he just walked up to the building with his rifle.
I thought he had a 10-foot folding ladder.
No,
that's what they showed on TV with Sean.
But regardless, okay, even if it is a 10-foot ladder, okay.
They said he had to walk a mile with that, the gun, and 100 rounds of ammo.
Yes. He's going to a fucking rally with a former president, and the Secret Service is like, "Hey, there's this guy. I guess he's."
And they said the building that he was on was the staging area for the law enforcement.
Yeah. So
there's a few cops standing around.
Well, I'll say this though, as far as like the 100 rounds of ammo, that's like 4 boxes. That wouldn't really be it. Like he could have that in just like a Dollar General bag.
But he's a nerdy.
But he's got
fella.
a gun.
He's got a gun and a big fucking ladder.
He's got the physique of spaghetti noodles too. Like, he's got the muscle mass of a vegan kitten. Like,
yeah. I mean, it really, the shit is not adding up like it should. And the fact that the perimeter around the stage looked like Pac-Man, in that there was a perfect wedge cut out from where that building was to the stage.
Well, did you hear about the pre-preparation that he did?
Yeah, he had a rangefinder. They spot.
Yeah, they have a video of him using that rangefinder.
Yeah, and they marked him as a suspicious person hours before Trump ever took the stage. And then
did you see where
nobody thought to go? Does anybody want to go talk to that guy?
But did you see the director of the Secret Service?
She's actually being
she's being interviewed right now. I saw the live when I was driving up here.
Did you see?
I didn't watch it, but I just saw.
But did you see what she said? She said the reason that roof was not secured was because it was sloped.
Yeah.
Even though, if you look at where the counter snipers were posted,
it was a steeper slope.
It was a much steeper slope. And
they got a fucking gun on a tripod up there. I'll be damned.
Because the kid, after he got shot, he didn't roll off of it. It was a 10 degrees.
He didn't slide.
Before we go too more into that, I just wanted to also point out for the pre-prep stuff, did you see where they caught him with a drone there 2 hours before?
I didn't see that, but that doesn't mean anything.
Well, no, the if you have a drone, in order to fly it, you have to plug it in and do like a system update for it, and it hooks you up to basically the maps that they use for flying planes and whatnot. And if you're in a no-fly zone, they'll basically the government will come get you and be like, "You're not allowed to fly this here."
You think at any point did he ever walk up to one of the cops and ask for a charger?
Oh, that'd be great. But I don't think they'll admit that.
Well, okay, so, but, the only thing they
actually, there's one inside our building here. Yeah, you can use it.
Yeah, like, come on in. It's like, here, you need something to drink? You look hot.
You know what? I left my cube up on the roof. Why don't you go get it?
Go grab my cube. I'll fix you a coffee. What do you like in it? But the only thing they really, to me, they haven't been able to solidly establish is a motive. And I mean,
I know what it was.
well, that's
Yeah,
it.
I was
We've
gonna
come
say
up with a few.
I'm pretty sure that there was a motive.
Like, obviously he had one, but I mean, they haven't established it and said it on TV. It's like,
I think he was previously a Trump supporter, but when he met Donald Trump, Trump refused to sign his Magic the Gathering cards.
I
for
think
good luck.
I think he was under duress and he was suffering from temporary insanity because his girlfriend from another school broke up with him.
She went to a different rally.
Yeah, she was a Biden supporter.
You wouldn't have seen her on the
She broke
news.
up with him.
Yeah, he was definitely angry because his Linux wouldn't boot up.
What a douche.
But no, the news was quick to come out and be like, "Oh, he's a registered Republican," but then
That's
failed
common,
to.
though.
Well, no, they failed to mention that he also gave donations to
Act Blue.
PACs that are used for getting Democrats elected. So
Yeah, I mean,
if you're trying to get Democrats elected and you're registered a Republican,
and you're shooting at Trump.
you're probably not a real Republican.
No.
Yeah.
And of course, the Demolition Ranch shirt. I think that was he. And then I love it that the news is talking about.
Okay.
No,
does
you know
Demolition
what we
Ranch
need
sell
to-
T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. He bought one off fucking line.
Well, but Matt, the guy from Demolition Ranch, was like, "What the hell?" And so
I'm against ranch dressing, so I'm fine with
news
this part.
organizations, poo emoji. But anyway, no, Matt from Demolition Ranch. News organizations started contacting him and saying, "Did you ever speak to the shooter? Did you did you have him on your show? Did you do this?" And he was like, "He bought a fucking shirt online." Like,
Calling up the Walmart CEO, being like, "The school shooter had a great value T-shirt. Do you condone this activity?"
Yeah, he had on a shirt that is sold at your establishment. It's like, you know how big my establishment is, right?
yeah, that's
You know, my shirts are sold online
I
and
bought
not in a
this shirt at
physical
Rural King.
location.
Mr. Walton, the shooter here, had a Garfield's "I Don't Do Mondays" shirt, and it was sold at your Walmart.
Which is funny because the shooting was on a Saturday, so I don't think they're directly connected.
But we're on to you, sir.
You are a person of interest. You know what? Fuck this. That's still ongoing, and I guarantee you we'll get back to it. Let's get to this fucking Biden dropping out because, I mean, it's been a mess from that debate, which I love it that Trump is the first one that said they stole this from Biden. And when you look at it, they really did kind of set him up for failure putting that debate. I mean, they usually don't have debates till after the conventions because the candidates aren't official until those conventions where they accept the nomination. And they put those two out there on that fucking debate and let Biden just shit his pants right on national TV.
Well, also, if you look too, the way the DNC's set up, your votes, like Democrat votes, don't fucking matter. Because, like, in 2016, regardless, like, I fucking hate Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a piece of shit. And, but he clearly was much more popular and likable in the 2016 election than Hillary ever was. And he got more votes. Like, what was it in, I think, Indiana? He was up by 22, like, with the PACs. But because Hillary got super delegates, she won. Even though she got less, she got the super delegates, which are the really higher ups.
Those are the elite.
I'm actually from a different opinion of you two. I don't think they set him up at the debate because you look how he went in. They had everything set up for him.
They really
to
did.
succeed.
You're right.
They did. I don't think they set him up. I think they just basically.
Oh no! After that, yeah, they turned on him 100% because
they
then the
absolutely
news
did.
media
But if you-
started saying stuff that everyone else had been saying for years.
plus-
You're right.
If you look at what the news is saying right now, the news, even though everybody has been telling Biden that he needs to step down, after he did, I saw a headline on CNN saying that Biden has stabbed the Democratic Party in the back. How?
I agree. But you know what? You're right. They did set up everything in that fucking debate to be in his favor.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was a test on them, not necessarily a setup, just a test to see, well, how bad is he going to fuck this up?
Oh
And
no,
then he really did.
they tried to hamper Trump, and they didn't do enough to help Biden.
Yeah,
which they did a lot.
Yeah, to be fair, I thought the moderators were going to be a lot shittier to Trump than they actually. I mean, again,
the positive
they weren't
great.
the
but
positive
they weren't
side
bad,
was
no.
that it was CNN and which is weird to say,
So everybody
but their
going
new
expecting it.
well, no, their new CEO, the guy that bought out the company, this was like months ago, maybe even a year ago. He looked at the company and saw that this is basically just the Trump derangement channel, and he made statements being like he wants to get back to more fact-based, neutral news stance to try and bring new people in who,
And I
aren't
respect
crazy.
that. That'd be awesome.
That'd be nice.
Which is, in my opinion, why they were probably more neutral towards the whole thing, because they were like, guys, everybody thinks we're the Trump derangement people.
'Cause we are.
Don't be crazy.
They've
Just
proven they
moderate
have
it in a neutral fashion.
You're absolutely right on that.
He had every advantage. He had 12 days, and I have no doubt, even though they'll never admit it, I have no doubt he had every question long before.
Oh yeah, he had practice time. But
And,
okay, let's get past the debate here. We're a few weeks ahead, and Biden keeps doing these fucking interviews where he keeps saying, "I'm not going to drop out for any reason." Then he said, "I might drop out for health reasons if I'm told." And then he says, just this past week, if Schumer and Pelosi and whatever that other guy's name is say I need to drop out, then I'm going to drop out. And sure enough, the guy on Newsmax called it on the day of Trump's speech at the RNC.
Charlie Kirk called it too.
He said Sunday will be Biden. He's going to drop out on Sunday. And sure enough, yesterday came and went, and he fucking dropped out. And
Well, of course, it was National Ice Cream Day.
yes, it was. It was
he had
National
to, he
Ice
had
Cream
to
Day.
get out to get the goddamn ice cream.
That's how he actually was able to do it without having a mental breakdown. Was they were like, "Look, Joe, go out, announce that you're going to be dropping out, and we'll go get you 2 scoops."
Like, we'll take
afterwards.
little boy to the Baskin Robbins.
And then we'll go to the neighborhood daycare.
Yay!
You can sniff them up.
But okay, now that Biden's out of the picture as far as the race goes,
I don't. That's,
your obvious choice, and Biden's already endorsed her along with the Clintons, Kamala Harris, but she is an absolute fucking train wreck.
Yes.
Already without any further
she's
campaigning.
She's a cackling buffoon. I don't understand. Like, that's the thing, is I do not understand the strategy there, because Kamala has been more universally hated than, like, her approval rating has always been lower than even when Biden was at his lowest.
Lower than Biden, lower than Trump, lower than fucking everything. I'm thinking she might be on par with Hitler as far as approval rating in America.
Again, during the 2020 primary, she was the first to drop out, and she could not muster 1% support from her home state.
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California.
Because they know how she is, and they hate her.
And that's a gimme. Because she was keeping she was essentially keeping slave labor up and going, because she was giving people who got caught with a dime bag of weed, giving them 6-year sentences so she could put them on the work farms.
Yep.
And so people hate her, and she laughed about it. And so people hate her. They know she was a DEI hire from jump.
100% DEI hire.
She has been nothing but a complete disappointment. She can't speak.
Today is today. And yesterday was today, yesterday. Tomorrow will be today, tomorrow. So live today. So the future today will be as the past today, as it is tomorrow.
And again, the community bank speech, that's the greatest gaffe I've ever heard. Like, I love it.
That's the difference in her and Biden. Biden is fucking senile. That's why he can't put a sentence together. What is her excuse?
she's an idiot, and she has done nothing except sleep her way to the top. Like
she was a low-level attorney in San Francisco, and then being friends with old boy out there got her the attorney general gig, and somehow she got a state senator job that she didn't run against anybody.
Yeah, but you know what? Kamala Harris, she really is. She's a role model to young girls. She can show just how high you can climb from your knees.
You know what, though? I remember when the Biden won the election and there were people getting on Facebook, had that picture of like a lion shadow behind her. It's like, oh, yeah, she's a fighter. I'm like, I don't think you know her full backstory.
No, because when she was running for attorney general, she claimed she wanted to be the first Indian woman. And then when she was running for, I think, Senate, then she wanted to be the first black senator.
Well, vice president, it was African-American woman, but then they pointed out, like, you're not African. You're half Jamaican, half Asian.
I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Yeah.
No African in there at all.
Indian, because that was one of the things in in the Republican primary stuff when people still thought that Trump wasn't going to be the elected person. Vivek was up there and he's like, let's call you by your actual birth name instead of Kamala, which I don't remember what it is because I'm not Indian.
I don't care, but no,
it is Cindy.
But she, that's the thing I don't understand is the country is literally on fucking fire right now. Prices are soaring into the stratosphere.
Yeah, inflation's way over 20%, and
there are people out there that want more. And the thing is regardless of how much I think most of the country fucking hates Kamala, there will still be people that vote for her just because she's not Trump.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically that's wrong.
Well, okay, if they don't put Kamala in there, which we know they probably will, because if they don't, they didn't put her in there because she's a black woman.
That's exactly.
I honestly think
that's the only reason they hired her in the first place.
After the failed assassination, that it was just a thing where they're still going to try to win, obviously, but they're looking at it and they're like, Joe can't run. Anybody else that could run is thinking, I'm not going to screw this up for myself. I could be running next election with a full thing. They're going to put Kamala in there. They'll spend some money on it. Like I said, they'll try to win. They're not going to just give up. But I think that they see the writing on the wall and they're just like, put her in, let her fail. And then next time we'll just be like, well, Kamala, you didn't really win last time, so we're not going to go with you again.
That's exactly what I think. I think they're saving the good ones for next election because they know this one's fucked already.
Well, it just, history.
In their minds, the good ones.
The country, United States, has already shown what we think of potential women presidents.
Hillary?
Yes.
Yeah.
So putting Kamala in there is a fucking death sentence.
Kamala is less likable than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, that's a hurdle.
Saying something. Hillary Clinton has been known to kill people.
Yes. And she also goes and lies on black podcasts.
You know what, though?
Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh, my God. Hillary, they asked her what she keeps in her purse every day. Mm-hmm. And in front of a bunch of black people, she goes, hot sauce. And they were like,
ooh.
What? And she wouldn't open her purse and show them. But she's like, hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then they were like, now some people are saying that you're just saying that to pander to black voters. And she goes, is it working?
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting there?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Wow.
Like it was.
You're not going to patronize them one bit.
It was hilarious.
You know what, though? I can't wait. Like, Kamala, if she starts touting her record as Attorney General of California and talks about all the people she put to work.
Well, she did put a lot of people to
That's
work.
what I'm saying. I put so many people to work in California.
They just weren't exactly willing.
No.
This
Well,
is a
plus
negative thing.
the only
I'm
other
sorry
option
for
they
it.
have really is Gavin Newsom.
And
He's going to wait. He doesn't. He thinks he can win, so he doesn't want to do it right now.
Maybe, but if
Trump's not going to be there next year.
Somebody said they want Kamala and that Buttigieg guy, the Secretary of
Buttigieg?
The gay
Transportation.
guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
The gay guy. And I'm like, that
didn't show up to the Ohio train derailment guy.
It's like, yeah.
It's like, fuck it.
That's no different than fucking Kamala being the border czar and never going to the fucking border.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Even AOC went there to take promotional pictures. She's crying at an empty parking lot.
Like, we should be parking over there where the Mexicans can't touch our cars. Behind that fence.
Like, no, sir. We've had it professionally detailed. No.
No, we
no
don't
squeegee.
No squeegee. That's a dirty rag, sir. Oh my God, look at his fingernails. Yeah. Goddamn. Oh, you know what? I think we have gone long enough on this.
I think we have.